Okay, my name is Kelvin Rooney. I'm a student in the making of a Christian leader, I believe it is called. Uh, Gene 402. If you're taking this class, let me tell you first off, go into this class open-minded. This class is gonna be like a slow burner. It's gonna be like one of the movies that makes you really think, like Inception or like Tenet, or like let's say if you like hip hop, it's gonna be like Kendrick Lamar's albums, or it's gonna be like Nas's albums, or any lyricist, basically that makes you think. And it's like they're not gonna give you like the surface level stuff, like that's like, oh, this is what it is, No, it's gonna make you have to dig deep, and then you gotta go watch an interview, and then you gotta kind of sit there and kind of you gotta kind of sit there and you know dive in to what you're watching, what you're listening to, because at the end of the day, you develop a repertoire, a relationship with the music and the interviews and the performances. You start to see like how the artist thinks and why they are the way they are, why they put words together the way they do. So you'll start to understand the teacher kind of sat here and built an album or a movie that is like one of those movies that like at the end you're like, oh, that makes sense. Whoa, that's mind blowing. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. I'm gonna tell you right now because for me personally, I hate writing essays. I despise, especially reading textbooks. I fall asleep. I could literally put a timer on and I can't do it. So first things first, if you're gonna be in this class, make sure that you really sit here and go in with an open mind. That it will all make sense in the end. It won't make sense in the beginning. Especially because you got discussions in between that are supposed to sit here and help you just be engaged in the book and also get your participation grade. But the real meat and potatoes of this whole class is going to be that interview. That interview that's going to challenge you to sit here and find a leader that you can actually sit down with and learn from. And not just learn from like, oh, this is what he does, this, that. No, you got to learn how he adapts leadership principles from this textbook that's going to sit there and like focus on things like model the way, uh, encourage the heart, challenge the process, inspire a vision. And like this, the fifth one keeps eluding me, but at the end of the day, just know that these five principles, somebody took time to write, and it's spoken from experience, and they might have learned the hard way, but now they're giving you the door that you can walk through and learn from. And it's going to seem like, man, what's the point? The point is, at the end of the day, you take these principles and apply them as needed. Because at the end of the day, the more knowledge you have, and then the more you are able to teach it, like something that Pastor Craig Groeschel, like this one of the videos you probably watch, is really good video. Um, is the fact that he sits here and says like stories stick longer than facts. You will remember a story versus the facts. So like at the end of the day, you don't know that this is my third time recording this video, and I'm hoping that it's under 12 minutes. I'm hoping I can keep it to 7. I'm hoping I can keep it to the time limit. But I have so much that I want to share now after doing it over and over and over that's starting to help me realize, this course challenges you in areas to see how much you have inside of you that's potential, that's untapped. Like at the end of the day, think about it like this. Put your hand in your face and focus on your hand. Your hand seems way bigger than the screen in front of you. And then when you sit here and broaden it out, eventually you start to realize that hand is not as big as you think it is. So basically what I'm trying to say is like, at the end of the day, you may think you're a really great leader. You ain't. I'm sorry. That's facts to tell you. That's the cold hard truth. The reason why is because you're only 25% of the leader that you need to be. You are only 25% because at the end of the day, if your focus is still here, you're missing out on all of this over here. And you're tunnel vision like a horse that has blinders. And so you're running through and you can't see anything on the side of you, so you can't lead nobody. You can only lead yourself in the direction that you're going. And who's really sitting here really leading now? If you're so tunnel visioned on everything, at the end of the day, who's leading who? Because think about it. You're looking straight, right? And you have to turn in order to see things. You're not looking through your peripherals to see what's on the side and whatnot. So at the end of the day, you're not able to see who's following, who's not. So are you really leading anybody but yourself? That's why I'm saying it's 25% of a leader that you really are. You're not really the 100%. I know I'm not. At the end of the day, this class taught me that. This class taught me that I am a leader inside. There is a leader inside of me that's been bubbling, that wants to come out, but it needs to be refined. It needs to go through the pressure. It has to go through that pressure in order to turn into a diamond. And then when it turns into a diamond, be set into the place that it needs to be set into, that it will sit there and help somebody else shine. An example, like, let's say we're all gems, right? But together, when we come together as like gold comes together with diamonds, and then we're on somebody's neck, we illuminate something all together. And now we're sitting there shining on the biggest stage, like let's say the Super Bowl, for example, because that just passed. And if you've seen the halftime performance, well, obviously. And so, but I digress. At the end of the day, I'm very like, I like to sit here and kind of paint a story that was painted for me, because this class was really a story that I had to really dive into, and it showed me like, you are always as limited as much as you're fixated. You're always going to be as limited as you're fixated on, and you're only going to be as broad as you allow yourself to be. At the end of the day, your hand can only grip so much when it's wide open, but when it's with a closed fist, it can't hold nothing. And that's what I was. I was a closed fist. And then I turned into this open hand to realize, you know what? I think I could like do this like leadership thing if I learn how to. Maybe I could lead people that need to be led, that God is asking me to lead. I don't know what that it might be. It might be for you. Maybe this video was for you. If anybody even sees this besides the teacher. At the end of the day. But just know, like, at the end of the day, like, this class is much broader, and it's going to give you so much more out of it if you invest more into it. And I'm not saying like, put a timer on, read the book. No, you got to like really sit here and open your mind to what is going to teach you, and like try to like kind of look for examples of these things in action. Like, and when it says inspire a vision, think of somebody that like a leader or somebody you admire that inspires you to see something. And see with the textbook that in action, and see how that lines up. You will see, this book really holds some facts. This has some like connections to it that I'm not picking up on my own. But if I sit here and like say like, challenge the process. Who challenged the process? You could think of a million people that challenged the process. Donald Trump. He challenged the process completely. He was a celebrity who became a president. What? Let's not even go there. At the end of the day, encourage the heart. If you have a parent, they encourage your heart constantly, tell you to follow your heart. Go follow your dreams. If you have a really good parent, and if you don't, I'm sorry. I didn't have one either. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, think of people who actually encourage you to do something. And see, does this text line up with that? Don't go into this basically tunnel vision, because at the end of the day, you're going to miss out on a lot. And if you miss out on it, you're just going to sit there and be the one suffering. It's not the teacher. It's not the textbooks. They're going to be there for whoever wants to sit here and take it up. It's up to you to sit here and really take it up and do what is necessary for it. You got to do the work. If you want to see a change, be the change you want to see. So if you want to sit here and learn something, be willing to learn what you want to learn. This class ain't for everybody. This is only for people who really, God sat here and said, you need to try this, one. And two, You need to try this yourself. And three, the ones who are open to challenge. That's who this class is for. Like straight up. Like if you will be challenged and you will be distracted if you allow yourself to be distracted because like I said, the the portion of like the dialogue is there to get you the participation grade and is there to get you like, engaged with other classmates, but that's a distraction, bro. That's a distraction that is like, is gonna get you to like a solid like foundation to sit here and stand on, but this interview and what you do with it, that and what you sit here and take from this class, that's what's really gonna be that 75%. Stay blessed.